Against this right back, Charlie.
You always use that active when defending. I think it's like.
People deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning in. Definitely, you know, good morning to those of you in the UK. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night for those of you that might not be in the UK, but I'm pretty sure you're somewhere else in this world. I hope everyone's doing well and safe. Hope everyone's got good health. Hope everyone's in good spirits. Hope everyone, with it being Thursday, is aggressively attacking their goals, hopes, dreams, and aspirations, or is simply just trying. I hope you lot are doing well and safe. Obviously, I'll be back at 11:30 a.m. and obviously I'll be live on Twitch at 3 p.m. I think in between that I'll be on Rancy's show, provided that's still happening today. So it's a busy day. And you know, obviously I've asked a favor of a Sheffield United fan in relation to Ramsdale, so there won't be a live watch along for that. Or I'm talking to some others trying to get things done. But I've got a video, or I should have a video on Sheffield United fan sentiment around, a short video centered around Ramsdale and their sort of, you know, an informed opinion of a fan base or a fan of a fan base that watches him on a regular basis. Because you or I, we can do the analytical thing, we can look at things, we can do all of that, but we don't really know him like that because we're not watching him week in, week out. We've got a lot to learn about him, people. And obviously in relation to directly Martin Odegaard and Ramsdale, like I said, 11:30, shortly after this, I'll be going live once again. So make sure you've not only hit your like button and whatnot, but you're opening another tab, you're checking out the pin message, and you're setting your reminders for this, people. Obviously in literally 73 minutes, as you know, Arsenal have agreed a deal for Aaron Ramsdale, and apparently Martin Odegaard is to complete a 2-part medical today and obviously sign over on the dotted line. He needs to be registered by Friday to play any part of the game on Sunday with Chelsea. You know, he's double vaccinated, so that might not be an issue. And we've got the haters out in their abundance, people. Shout out to the 5 tugs that are doing their thing, but 3 people are hating on the vid already. You know, as we get to 40k, I guess it's something we're gonna have to deal with. So yeah, make sure you're taking all of that in. As I said, you know, a lot of my content comes out via Twitch, so you're doing yourself a disservice if you have not downloaded Twitch and all of those sort of things, people. So yeah, man, you know, my best piece of advice would be to open up another tab and use the link that's in the pin message or the link I'm just about to provide you. I hope you're all well and safe. Man said DG work rate coming like 2018 heady. I mean, it's a shame that not many people will get that one and it will get lost, people. Work rate's crazy, man. Work rate's crazy. The only thing that I forgot to do is actually turn the fan on, and it's getting hot. You know, these lights do a number on you. I know they make my complexion come out even more, and they further confirm the wonderful chocolate darling caramel warrior that I am. You know, one love to the baby mothers out there. But yeah, man, it's getting hot and them things there. But yeah, man, like I said, I just had a burning desire to really just to start a live quicker than usual. And I'm well aware that, you know, you lot are in routine. You set your day, you do what you need to do, and then you know that you might see me at 11:30 a.m. and there's certain other times and whatnot. So I thought, let's have the best of both worlds. Let me not mash up you lot's thing, and let me just start early. Obviously, we're working to a tight budget and a strict schedule, better yet. And like I said, we'll delve more into the Odegaard and the Ramsdale stuff in the next watch along and things like that. One love to everyone who was at on my Twitch watch along yesterday. The replay will come out at some point today past 3 p.m. because obviously it's got to be 24 hours. So yeah, before I carry on, you know, let me see what you lot are saying. Primarily, you know, I'd love you lot's opinions. There's a poll as well. Make sure you're involved in that poll. I don't know where I sit with it because, and I'll kind of reiterate myself, but on one hand, and I'm going to speak about this on Twitch as well, it's like we spent 100 million, right? I don't think we've improved the team. I don't think any of these players that we've signed make us stronger for top 4. That's on one hand. But on the other hand, I can't lie. I think, you know, you've got some young players that, and the case is for Arteta, can you develop them? Can you make Ramsdale, Odegaard, all of the other guys? Even the fact that you tied Smith Rowe down, can you get a new mentality, get some longevity, put some real long-lasting building blocks rather than these you know, building our house on the sand. You know, David Luiz, he wasn't a bad player, but he wasn't necessarily a great one for us, was he? It was built on the sand. You know, we took the rough with the smooth sort of thing. I just think when you've got Ramsdale, Ben White and things like that, whether I rate them or not, they might have scope to develop, do their thing, and obviously be long-term linchpins. Because if it bangs for Ramsdale, you know, we've got a long-term goalkeeper there. Ben White, 50 million is going to look like peanuts if you can give us 5+ years of service, you know. But that comes down to the club. That comes down to the due diligence. That comes down to how well we know the player. We're getting their weaknesses and how we can improve them. It comes down to the manager, Arteta, because, you know, we've been linked with players that have scope to grow, whether they can be amazing or whatever. They're not the finished article, even down to we didn't get him, but Tammy Abraham. But then you look at Arteta, can he improve them? You know, certain people would say you go around the squad. Have you significantly improved people that are there? I think he's improved Pepe and Holding, but, you know, is Martinelli a better player? Has Smith Rowe gone from strength to strength? And why did it take so long to play him? You know, Ben White and Gabriel more so. How are you going to develop them? So if you're really moving shaky over these development era players, why bring in some more? So, you know, arguably long-lasting changes, and I do think it strengthens us because they're free from potential mentalities. But on the other hand, let's be real, with the exception of Ben White, you look at half of that squad, you know, none of them make us harder to beat. None of them make us tougher in relation to getting top 4 or Europe. Obviously, they complement the side. I'm happy with if something happens to Saka and or Tierney. We've got Tavares there and he can play in a couple of roles. I like what I see from Lokonga. I'm not the biggest critic of Ramsdale, and the more that he kind of gets slated by fans, you know, I'm not talking about fans that he's not their cup of tea, but they're supporting him. I'm talking about outright slating him and stuff to the point where he's having to, you know, block comments on socials, and all the man has said in his tweets that are resurfaced that he wants to sign for the club. The more I see that, the more I want to back him. You know, we're only as good as the manager. We're only as good as the system. Suddenly, if Ramsdale signs and we look like a bunch of headless chickens, doesn't matter how good he's in goal. Ben White could be the best centre-half since sliced bread, but we have got a poor defensive system. I think even Sergio Ramos or Van Dijk would struggle in this system. They would show how amazing they are, but we have a naive view in relation to defending with our first team squad, but collectively as a club, we haven't respected the art of defending. Let's be real. Why do you think you don't see any defenders come through at our club? Our mandate isn't to look after development as much as attacking. You know, half of the defenders that have come through our club in recent years, like them probably during the Emirates era, they're accidental ones. You know, Gibbs wasn't a fullback by trade. Bellerin wasn't a fullback when he was at Barca. It's accidental ones, and I'm not saying that's an issue, but I'm highlighting that sort of thing. So I don't know where I sit. And on one hand, you know, at the end of the day, 100 million is peanuts in today's day and age. But, you know, we're up there for spending the most in the Premier League. So the debate has to be said. Have we spent wisely, I guess? Have we spent enough? Have we bought the right players? Like I said, if you've done your due diligence, you know, people said Van Dijk was going to be a flop at Liverpool. Ben White is no Van Dijk for obvious reasons. But if we just look at the basis of Liverpool had a plan, they knew how they were going to use the player. They knew that away from just signing Van Dijk, their outlook on defending has changed. Ask any Liverpool fan. We all, as football fans, saw the evolution of that side. It used to be heavy metal from minute 1 to 0 with Klopp. Then as the years went on, he kept that, but he recognized that that's a very naive way of playing football for 38 games. That's not necessarily going to win trophies. Sometimes we have to see out leads. So the whole mentality of defending changed. Then the Alisson and Van Dijk, among obvious reasons, got to show their qualities. My point to say that is to say this: as long as Ben White, you lot know what he's good at, what he's bad at, and how he can improve in the short, medium, and long term, then the noise and the concerns, some legit, some unfair, it's irrelevant. The same goes for Ramsdale. If you do not, and you don't know, and you're just, you know, and it's lazy scouting or whatever, like some people would say, suddenly you're saying, you know, why are you paying 24-30 million for Ramsdale? Why are you spending, you know, why did you spend 50 million on Ben White? Ben White in particular has to work, or, you know, it's not going to be nice. Why did you go for, if Odegaard doesn't work, even though many people like myself are saying right now, I don't think it's a bad signing, and really and truly at 30 odd million euros, 23 years of age, even by Arsenal standards, there has to be an exit plan and a way of making your peas back. Suddenly, you know how the rhetoric goes. If it doesn't bang, we're looking at that a bit shaky and saying, why did you go for him? Why did you buy him? You know, you had, you know, he got 20 appearances, 2 goals, 2 assists or something like that. Hardly pulled up any trees. Why did you commit to the outlay? Was it an easy signing? So we're only as good as the scouting. We're only as good as the system and how much due diligence Arteta has done. And obviously based off, I feel sorry for all our new signings based off what we saw against Brentford and how we've been in pre-season. You know, it just they're being led into a burning building and expected to just save everyone. It doesn't work like that, you know. And I feel a bit disillusioned. So I hope it all works out for them. But this is why I wanted to do this video, people, because on one hand, you could say, you know, we haven't spent correctly and whatnot. So yeah, let me get in you lot's opinions. That's all I wanted to say. Let me make some timestamps and all of those sort of things. Minute 0 to 110. Have we strengthened the team for, considering better yet, we have now spent 100 million, and we'll speak about it in the next live stream. But yeah, there's even talk that Arsenal, you know, Aouar hasn't gone away. There's talk of a striker and a right back. You know, there's talk of Lacazette leaving in a swap deal. You know, probably for Trippier, Bellerin, and Bellerin could be there. Bellerin and Lacazette are linked with moves away. Torreira, Maitland-Niles, half of the players around this squad. Stuff has to be said. And for me, I really hope, or it's not even I hope. Logically, you should now. We've left it late. With confirming, if and when we confirm Martin Odegaard and Ramsdale, can we get some progress on outgoings? You know, clearly there's more than meets the eye. I would imagine Torreira, Maitland-Niles, there's something we don't know. But for me, the investment, considering we spent 100 million, you could say that out there they're good longevity wise, but you could say, you know, Ben White and Ramsdale, maybe you could have went around the continent, or we could have used Edu's continent, considering he's technical director, to find the equivalents for cheaper people. You know, I like our players, but you could say it's mismanagement. And obviously Edu's legacy, I don't want to keep saying it, but this was a very important summer for obvious reasons, not just where we finished in a squad. I'm not expecting fireworks. I'm not expecting him to do everything, but, you know, there has to be a hustle. And for me, the only real significant departure has been Joe Willock. You know, Joe Willock, obviously Guendouzi's gone with an obligation to buy. So has Mavropanos. You know, you shouldn't, you know, the young players with scope for potential, whether you rate Mavropanos or not, there's talk of one day becoming a proper Greek international. Guendouzi has ability. Saliba's gone out on loan. You know, Joe Willock's gone, because they're the only ones that people want to look at. You know, with exception to Torreira, I think he should get offers, but, you know, what you know, all that's going to matter is come the end of the window, who did we bring in, how much did we spend, and how much did we sell? And, you know, I'm not going to sit here and I can't, you know, I can criticize it, but we needed a cam or some creativity. It looks with Odegaard, you're bringing that in. With Ramsdale, we needed a backup goalie, whether I rate him or not, and we'll have a debate during his career. You've brought that in. You've addressed left back. You've brought in a centre half. You haven't brought in a right back. You've brought in a midfielder. You know, I have to give you some levels, but then I feel you know, there's still the same question marks. You know, I find it very uncomfortable that clearly Xhaka told you a while ago he's leaving. The move didn't work out, and we've not even looked to bring in a midfielder to eclipse Xhaka, because say he makes a whole song and dance again. We don't know what's going on with Leno. Bellerin is still here. So crucially, outgoings. And as we know, mismanagement, as much as, you know, we say the Kroenkes don't invest and all of these things, but we spent 100 million in a COVID market, you know, and have we got value for money? Only time can tell. That's what I hope with these players. They've got a point to prove, you know. In one hand, I feel they've got nothing to prove, you know, in a sense of, the only opinions you should care about is the football club and the manager. They're the ones that put the outlay on you. They're the ones that brought you to the club. They're the ones that believe in you. And obviously, I want them to want to prove the fans wrong. You know, obviously, any big club or team that's going to be a big club, there has to be problems. I'm sure Liverpool fans, they saw what he's doing at Roma, but in the back of their head, we're like, why are we signing this guy? It didn't really work at Chelsea. He went and did his thing. You know, certain people are saying Jamie Vardy's not cut out for the Prem. Then they said one season wonder. Fantastic one season wonder that is for Leicester, and the same logic goes to Harry Kane, hopefully soon to be Manchester City's Harry Kane. So while I think they should only care about their teammates and the fans, as I say to you lot, confidence, competence, and consistency. Confidence isn't just when everything's going your right way. I want Ramsdale to believe in himself. The world don't think you're good enough for Arsenal. There's a lot of question, you know, Odegaard polarizes opinion. Ben White, many people, you know, at best you would say, he's a good defender, but we've overpaid. So I want them to have that headspace to know, regardless of what people say, I'm not as bad as people make out when I have a bad game. I'm not as good as people make out when I've had a good game. There's always a balance thing. I want them to have that healthy chip on their shoulders. I want Ramsdale to want to improve, to want to get in the England squad, to want to be number one, because it's unclear if you're going to be ahead of Leno and them sort of things there, to prove things wrong. I don't think he's a bad keeper. I somewhat support him. I'm not as anti as some other fans, but I do have concerns. Prove people wrong. That's all many logical fans want. We have our concerns. You shut them up. Odegaard, Odegaard. People think you can't do much. For me, I need to see some decent numbers for goals and assists. If you cannot give me that, I need to see the game running through you. And I demand a bit more of Smith Rowe in that regards as well. I need to know, together with Arteta's coaching. And obviously, Lokonga, you're on the cusp of the Belgian team. It's a World Cup year. Can you show your mettle? So I hope, and not many people are getting at Lokonga, to be fair, but I hope they've got that healthy chip on their shoulder wanting to prove people wrong, because, you know, that's the sort of mentality I want. You know, on one hand, I feel players shouldn't have anything to prove, but on the other hand, you should always be out there going to prove things. And if not to the fans, to the manager, to the footballing world and stuff like that, to yourself. To, you know, prove that you can cut the mustard here. And for me, together with these Arsenal players, I want you lot to want to prove people wrong. It can't be nice people questioning your mentality week in, week out, questioning your character. Forget money. If anyone logically, if somebody says you're not trying, or you're deceitful, or you're acting a certain sort of way, most people are gonna feel some sort of way. So I want you to go and change things. What I don't want to happen is Odegaard returns, Ramsdale signs, and these young players, and they're looking around and it's the same tomfoolery that we've been going on with. You know, we're only as good as the system. These players will only be as good as Arteta's ability to improve them. But at the same time, they've got to sense their own destiny. You know, Ramsdale, you wanted this move allegedly. You wanted to be in the Prem. Show us why. Odegaard, you wanted to leave Real Madrid. Go and prove them wrong. And the same goes by the same logic for everyone. Ben White, there's rules onto you. Man turned on you already. Man are saying your shit after the Brentford game. Prove people wrong. So, yeah, man, that's just how I'm feeling. But I know I said I was going to take in you lots of opinions. You know, that was the selfish reason for me starting this live stream, just because I wanted to get some feelings off my chest in relation to Arsenal and just talk to you lot. Please make sure we're hitting those like buttons, people. Please make sure we're hitting those like buttons. There's 200 odd here. There's only 96 likes. So a couple people are doing the guy dirty, people. What's going on there? You don't hit the like button, unexpected high bills, you know, more underwhelming signings and no significant outgoings where Arsenal or whatever club you guys support. Hope you're all doing well and safe. Perfect timing. I was late, Stephen. So yeah, my first time I've seen someone say perfect timing, man. Appreciate that, man. Big up everyone locked in, man. Perfect way to drive home from my overnight shift. Big up DG. Greg, shout out to you for hustling and making your peas and whatnot. Hope you have a good kip. And yeah, man, hope your journey home flies by and it's straight, man. You know, get some food, get a shower, get some sleep, and shout out you, man. SP, big up my guy DG in the nation. Smash them likes. Appreciate that. Yeah, so let me see what you lot are saying, man. Let me see what you lot are saying. This club is done out. It's harsh. Life from school, in it, always following. Stay in school, my guy. Listen in school. But if not, DG's your place. Get your education. I appreciate that, my guy. I appreciate everyone. Shout out to the 9-to-5ers, the school youths, the college youths, the workers. In fact, even in England, I don't even know if college is still in. Ain't it school? It should be school holidays. Like, let me put myself back into school days. Yeah, it should be school holidays, man. So, yeah, what are you lot saying? I really hope Ramsdale to prove people wrong. Everyone cried when Martinez came in for Leno and shut everybody up. Facts. You know, you lot are saying some good opinions. Arteta has spent 220 million since he's been here, but apparently hasn't been backed. When you put it like that, Ben, I don't think there's any excuses, really and truly. You know, he's been backed. It's mismanagement. There's one thing getting at Kroenke, and I'm not defending him for not investing, but mismanagement. Because as I said, you know, for me, the biggest thing, and it's not even to do with Odegaard or Ramsdale or anything, for me, it's the fact that I don't really see Edu utilising his homeland or any emerging markets. And you know what? If you're doing the business in England, fair play. But, you know, again, Spurs haven't really brought too many men in. But that Italian brother has come in and they've been linked with Italian internationals. If not Italian internationals, people that are doing bits in Serie A. They've been linked with Nandez. They've been linked with the right back as well. What clubs he played for? I can't remember. I think the Japanese guy. I could be wrong. You know, they got Romero, they got a backup goalie. You can see there's a mandate. They've been linked with Martinez, they've been linked with Vlahovic. You know, there's some expertise in the Italian market being put there. And I've said it when he brought in. I don't know what the market will say, but I do think he'll bring in some decent players. Obviously, Brian Gill's coming from Seville, but he's probably done his scouting. I haven't really seen much with Edu. It's just been lazy signings. You brought in Cedric, you've brought in Willian, you know, you've brought in David Luiz, or I can't even remember if David Luiz is his one, you know. You already see, you know, the biggest thing I will give you is apparently you played a pivotal role in the new deals for Balogun and things like that. I'll give you that. But I don't see you taking charge of emerging markets. I'm not really inspired by the names being brought in. I'm not saying they have to be world class. And it just feels like, bro, what did we need you for? Half of these players were there. Like we were speaking, I'm not saying to buy Lokonga, but Lokonga's been about, Anderlecht. I could have told you about Lokonga, which we did. I could, same way with Jeremy Doku and your investors in. Why are you not bringing us some young Brazilian guys? Like, I know homegrown's a factor, but you telling me you can't grab when I'm hearing creative mid, you telling me I don't have any, but you telling me Brazil ain't got no one. You telling me Brazil creativity, telling me there's no one there. What's going on there? And obviously, when you look at it, you can't say these lot are not being backed. Working with pennies is another debate, but their man brought in Marie, their man brought in Cedric, their man brought in Gabriel. And I think Gabriel's a good player, but how are you developing him? You spent 50 million on Ben White, Emre was begging for Partey. You were saying, I want out. Well, you still got Partey. I haven't really seen much. So Edu and Arteta, there's a lot on. There's no hiding place. I don't think either would be sacked at the same time. I think either Edu goes first, then maybe Arteta, or Arteta goes first. But you can't say they've not been backed. As we know, there's one thing to be said about not being backed, but it's mismanagement. And I'm not saying necessarily Ramsdale, Ben White, Odegaard, this is mismanagement of funds. It just doesn't look inspiring. If these guys hit the ground running, there's a system. Ramsdale's ball playing is amazing. Odegaard is doing a madness. Ben White is doing a madness. What can people say? You can shut up about it, but it's not abundantly clear. And I definitely feel where the technical director is concerned, there needs to be a lot more. The manager needs to improve the team and whatever, but you're in charge of the tactical front, and it just feels like guys are not doing enough, in my humble opinion. But it is where it is, man. It is where it is. Let me upgrade that timestamp. Let me see what else you lot are saying. Please make sure you've hit the like button. You've set your reminders, because this is the first of 2 live streams on my YouTube channel. 3 if you include Twitch, obviously at 3 p.m. What else are you lot saying? I love the diversity in opinions. No one's right, no one's wrong. All of these things, it's just different trails of thoughts, people. This is why I love to speak with you guys. And like I said, one love for everybody yesterday and everyone that's been on the journey. We hit 40k subs. The road to 50 begins. I'm eyeing it up before the end of the season. Some of you are saying, fuck all of that, DG. You need to get before the end of the year. We need to get before the end of the year. All I can say is I'm going to give every fiber of my body to get that in it. Like, that's all I ask for the Arsenal players. As long as you give it your best goal, I can't say nothing more. It is what it is. What have you said? Yo, big up DG, but facts is that Ramsdale commands his area better than Leno. He comes out for crosses and catches the ball. I haven't seen footage of him using his feet, but he looks decent for his age. Ramsdale's not a bad keeper. I can get it's not inspiring and things, but it's like, man, are acting like the man's poison. And I think it's harsh, man. I when you see him having to block certain things on socials, it's deep, man. I think there's something there. But like you said, he does have a mistake in him. He can be shaky. There is a lot of things, but you're not wrong. There's a lot of things he does better than Leno. Like, I think he's probably more vocal than Leno. But like you said it crucially in the last line. It's not that we haven't seen footage with him in his feet. When I think of Ramsdale, do I think of ball-playing keeper? I know he's not of these guys' standards, but when you think of Alisson, you think playing with your feet. Edison more so, playing with your feet. If he can do it, it is what it is, but it's just not clear. So if he was to come here now and his ball-playing's a bit shaky and whatnot, I get at Ramsdale, but then who brought them in? You brought Pablo Mari in, and then you still want a left-sided centre-half. I get at the time certain things needed to be done. But again, that's where you look at Edu on the technical front. When you buy cheap, you buy twice over. I bought a cheap fan earlier in the summer. I bought what? I broke my... I can't lie, I have a fan that cost about 100 quid in it, and I got a next one by insurance. But in the process of it coming, obviously... I had to wait. I had to have, I can't just be boiling in my room, boiling. So I thought, what's the point buying another expensive one? That one is coming. So I bought a next one for about 15, 16 quid and it works fine. The minute I've accidentally banged it, it's dropped on the floor. It's mashed up now. Well, it still works. I'm actually using it now temporarily, really, because the other one makes too much noise. But you get it. When you buy cheap, you buy twice, sort of thing. How many of you have bought little cheap things? What's another example? When you buy them silly, I used to buy silly little phone cases for my BBM in school, and every time it would drop on the floor, the phone would be cool, but the case would break because it's not certified. You buy cheap, you buy 10 times over. Really and truly, you buy. To be fair, you can't mock Primark. They make some good socks and whatnot. But you buy Primark because they're not gonna last the distance typically. So it's you need to buy qualities, man. Why are you shouting? Don't say your owners don't spend. They technically don't spend their own money, but there has been money available. I don't know why you're shouting in caps so early, man. Calm down, my guy, man. You need a coffee or something. You know, this is a place for positivity and football chat. There's no need for shouting, man. Shout at your girl. Don't shout at me, man. Calm down, bro. Why you so angry, bro? Calm down, bro. Need this lift. Let me shout at someone. Relax, man. Relax. Just chill, bro. Chill. Be like David Luiz in possession, man. You're shouting. But yeah, man, who from this signing is going to make our side better? Let's be honest, Steve. This is why I'm putting it to you lot. You know, I hope Ben White. For me, I really Ben White and Odegaard. Whether they can and whether it's fair to place it on them because they didn't buy themselves to this club is a completely different thing. But for me, I wanted a centre half. I wanted someone who's better than what we had. You know, I think by default, Ben White kind of is, with the exception of Gabriel and obviously Saliba, who's on loan. I wanted that. We needed creativity. Would I have brought back Odegaard? I wasn't against it, but I would have probably been more aggressive with other targets. I hope them to make it better. I hope if Ramsdale gets an opportunity, he's allowed to do the same. But the only real people I have expectation, and I'm not saying I don't have expectation, but I don't think they improved the team because it's a sideways step. But I hope Ben White and Odegaard can make it. Everyone can make a difference, but I hope them lot are the ones primarily. These Lokongas, these Tavareses, these sort of guys, they're still learning the tricks and trades. I'm not saying the others aren't, but I think you lot are smart enough to get where I'm trying to go with it. So yeah, we sell Willock for 22 million, 8 goals in 8 games. Ramsdale is worth more than Willock in value, and his stats are not in level with his. All right. Ramsdale is young and British and a solid keeper. Remember, where Arsenal we expecting to buy. Okay. Signing of Aouar or Neves would turn the window into a good one. Yeah, man. I think the Neves thing is gone with Xhaka staying personally. I think you've got chance of Aouar, but I don't think the Aouar thing is happening, man. Odegaard is a decent creative mid for a team wanting EL football. He's not going to make us a top 4 side. Arteta has been back this season. It's all on him. Pardon me. Sorry, people. The online hate from our own fan base towards Ramsdale has been disgusting. It is Cam from certain. Pardon me. Why am I so burpy today? From certain people, and it makes me want to back you more. It makes me want you to play more. It makes me want to be a defender of you. You know, I'm hearing Leno is going and Onana is coming too. I don't know where you've heard that. Please enlighten me to where you've heard that because I'd like to know as well, man. Really. Can't see us bringing in Onana as well as Ramsdale, but fair play if it does. And where's Leno going? Because I mean, I hope there's some more movement, but we're cutting it kind of thin, don't you think? There's 2 weeks to go. Is it a bit of a fallacy? Because again, if Onana does come in, he can't play until November. So who is the second choice keeper? You're betting on the young Carl Hein or Arthur Okonkwo, which I think we all saw in pre-season. Neither player was quite ready, man. Can only judge new players. I can only judge the new players after seeing how they play for us because I just don't know enough about them. That's fair enough. Everyone hit the like button. Facts, and more facts. And like I said, make sure you're here for the 11:30 live stream and the Twitch one. One love to everybody who started to flock and hit the like button of the other video as well. You know, I don't know who them 3 dislikers are, you know, but is what it is. It must be Jason and his pals. Richard has said, morning, DJ. I'm going to repeat something you said before. Have we spent the money the right way? I like the age profile of the targets, but in my opinion, this doesn't get us closer to top 4. Facts. And to be fair, we need. It's not. I'm not even getting at them. We need a, you know, because these signings are all right in terms of looking after the squad, but it doesn't. And to be honest with you, it's not name brand, but I just think a lot of our problems are beyond signing. Signings need to be made, but we're gonna sign, man, and not get the full picture from them because of the coaching or lack of. So we'll have to see, man. The board can't suddenly become competent over a window. They don't know what they're doing. It's peak that we say every season this is the most important transfer window for the club. We do. We said it last year, but at this moment in time, surely it is, bro. Rock bottom 8th again. You know, never. You know, bare things wrong with the club. You know, it's crazy, but we'll have to see. They said judge them at the end of the window. We'll have to see. Very poor window from our club. I would say underwhelming. I wouldn't say it's been ridiculously poor. I wouldn't say it's been amazing. They've addressed certain areas, but it is underwhelming. Obviously, football is about football. Who knows? There is a world where Ramsdale, all of these guys could hit off, and we could improve as a team. Just because they're not household names or exciting names doesn't mean they're not bad. They're not good players. But yeah, I don't think there's any inspiration. I don't think compared to what the names we was linked with and to now, it looks like much. I don't think based on the language the club said is what it is. As long as we spent right, I don't care, because I've seen us spend technically we still are, but I've seen us spend significant outlays on players and we haven't got too much bang for our buck. The main thing I want to see is an improved mentality with everybody, whether they're new or not, better consistency, better application over 38 games, and a system from Arteta that allows attacking players like Odegaard to thrive, and a defensive system and playing out from the back that allows Ramsdale to thrive and things like that. Which, again, we're only as good as the system. Players can't use the system as an excuse, but you can see how the system cripples a lot of our players, in my humble opinion. It has improved. I still don't think it's good enough for Europa League. I think that squad is good enough to get Europa League football. I'll be completely real with you. None of these signings will improve us, along with Arteta's awful tactics. I can't see us growing as a side or moving up the season. Ozzy Gunner said, hey, bro. Hey, DG, my bro. How are you, brother? I haven't checked the vids in time, to which I do apologize. Bro, you got your own life to live. You don't need to apologize. Congrats on 40K. No one deserves it more. I'm pretty sure there are people who deserve it as much or more than me, but nonetheless, appreciative of that. And I appreciate you. One love for that, man. DG, this window is disastrous. Replace Ryan with Ramsdale, Louise with White, Ceballos with Lokonga, Odegaard with Odegaard, Xhaka with Xhaka, Bellerin with Bellerin. We haven't added Tavares is the only one. Jeez. I low-key want to see Torreira and Partey playing together just for a game or two for interest's sake. Bro, I think Torreira can be part of this team and do well, but he don't want to be here, innit? So he might as well fuck off. It's as simple as that. Pardon my language. You lot know me. I'm quite jarred to hear the name Lucas Torreira now, man. I don't think Arteta is good enough, but we have to give credit to him because now we have a team which can be exciting in 2-3 years. Before Arteta, there was nothing to be excited about, a bunch of old Fs. I'm not sure this last sentence is entirely true, but fair play, man. DJ, the FM streams once a week. Carl, we're still assessing that, but yeah, at this moment in time, make sure you're subscribed on Twitch so you actually catch it live and not the replay. Shame on everybody catching the replays. In fact, I say shame. One love to everybody supporting the thing, man. Undeniable, the signings have improved the team. Question is, was it enough? And I think probably not, but I don't think any of the signings we made were actually bad. The question is not if they're bad, Hugh. I don't think anyone's bad. I think the question is, have they improved the team? Has the re-signing of Odegaard made our cases stronger? Has the signing of Ramsdale made it stronger? Has the signing of Ben White made it stronger? I agree with you, but I also disagree because I think yes and no. As I said at the start, this is why I'm here speaking with you, lot, because it's a very interesting one. Obviously, the window is still open. Things can still happen. The club might shock us. I can't see it, but you never know. We've still got El Nene, Kolar, Runnison, Bellerin, Ainsley, Maitland-Niles to sell. Exactly. You lot are harsh, man. It's a 3 out of 10 for me. We still haven't sold any players. We still need a right back and a midfielder and maybe a striker. Not going to sit here and cap. I wasn't expecting a striker going into this window. I would probably give it a 5 because they've addressed certain areas. It is an element of underwhelmingness. On the basis of outgoings, it's a 2. I'll give you the 2 because we're not talking about is Saliba going to get games or not. You got Guendouzi off the books. You did start well with Mavropanos, but again, to be starting the season now and 1 or 2 and stuff like that, I could get it. But there's too many players around this team with question marks over their futures. And we're a bit late in the day. Even players that are probably going to stay. We don't know. Xhaka signed a new deal, but very well he could move on or be linked with a move. Leno, we don't know what's going on. Bellerin, we do not know what's going on. Ainsley Maitland-Niles is still part of the furniture. I keep forgetting El Nene is a player as well. Mr. Tyler has said age profile of the players is good. Time will tell if they are value for money. Do they improve the first 11? And will Arteta play a formation to get a best out of them? Not entirely sure on that one. Let's see. That for me, that's comment of the day because that's everything I've tried to articulate in this. So you're bang on the money, in my opinion. Time will tell and we'll have to assess it. I wouldn't say the signings improved our team. They have replaced players from last season and added good depth and potential. I'd be happy if we got Aaron or Lamptey at the end of the window. Fair play. And I mean, if we got Aaron's, I'm good. I think it's more of the same from these sort of guys. I'm really gonna need to know Arteta can improve him because there's a lot. I think I can't lie. I want Aaron's, but I think Aaron's just like Onana. It's one of them names people just scream for no reason and not considering a lot. Have to admit, it's a 4 out of 10 window for me. This window. Hopefully, we can get our boy. It's an improvement. Our main problem is the mentality, as you say, starts from the top. And again, it's about application over 38 games. There's no point being ish against Brentford, being amazing against Chelsea, maybe even beating City in if after I'm trying to speak positivity into existence. If the Norwich, the Spurs, and these sort of things, we continue to how we play. The main thing is mentality and the application of that mentality consistently. I don't want players who just want it sometimes. I need to want it all the time. Whether they want it and I don't get the vibe they want to achieve goals enough. We've marginally improved our starting 11. Unfortunately, the spend to do so has been quite a bit. It comes down to balancing money to improve the squad. Marginal improvement, but we need much more. Fact. Yeah, man. Aaron's is good, but he's not as good as these man think he is. Same with Basuma. Basuma catching it straight, but yeah, man. Did you see the video of Arteta during the Brentford game in the change room? No, enlighten me on that. And yeah, is it more propaganda? Over 100 M spent this summer. Of the 4 players, only White adds to the first 11. White is not much better than David Luiz, if at all. Odegaard was here last year, so we haven't improved at all. One love to the 500 of you locked in. Please make sure you're all hitting the like button. If you haven't, shame on you, man. We're only at 206 likes. Let's begin that assault towards 300, folks. Can Arteta get a tune out of these guys, bro? Arteta's gonna need to thingy, man. Arteta's gonna need to thingy, get a tune out of himself first and foremost, man. Dominic's with an interesting one. Ramsdale's saves and save percentage last season were actually one of the best in the league and placed him in the top 10%. His numbers of 3.82 and 70.7 were better than Leno's 2.41 and 69.2 per 90 minutes. I mean, that's good, This is why I'm not as against Ramsdale as people make out, but at the same time, the eyes. People are sleeping on DG. They're sleeping on me. They're gonna have to wake up one day. And watch will get hour 2, then the midfield will actually be serious. Bro, we get hour. I change my tune, brother. Change my tune. You know how much of a fan I am of hour. The signings have made the squad stronger, not the first 11. When do you think Ramsdale will become number 1? Hopefully sooner than later, man. AG is saying spend fans vex, don't spend fans vex. He's like, you can't win. You really can't win. But I do think there's a genuine debate to be had, man. Imagine spending 100+ million. I think it's Edu's problem. In my opinion, he can't recruit good players, but Arteta obviously is not the answer either. Like you, DG, I'm waiting for the window to shut before I judge it fully. My concern is Arteta lacking the skills to get the best out of these signings. And for me, I hope he understands them as people. Odegaard's clearly a bit more introvert. I don't know Ramsdale from no one. I don't know Lokonga, but I don't get the people vibe from Arteta. And like you said, improvement, man. It's the key things, man. You start Ramsdale. I wouldn't start Ramsdale on Sunday. I don't think he's going to start on Sunday. Where else you got? Some very interesting comments, man. Do you think Emil Smith Rowe and Odegaard will play together? I think they'll play with each other, just like at times either won't. It's 38. There's 38 games. There's going to need to be different stuff, man. To be fair, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, he said he wants to play midfield, but he's never been against right back. to be fair to him, man. I mean, I'd love Aouar, but he's linked with Spurs and we'll never know. And to be fair, unless we get some outgoings, I can't really see how we bring in more. Bro, people look at, people would have asked, some Arsenal fans act like they've always known Martinez was good. Let's be honest, there was many a time he was shit. He got an opportunity and he took it. This is how things work. This is just like how everybody wanted Joe Willett gone. Now he's gone. People are crying. Like, my point is, you can have these opinions, but come on now, have some a bit rationality. I just think some fans genuinely just like to moan for the sake of moaning, man. Give them time. They might not be bits now, but they could show their worth throughout the season. I mean, I hear you. I've never said I'm not giving them time. I'm not against any of these signings. I'm just asking a question with you lot. Ramsdale 67 accuracy passes into the final third with more long balls. Leno only 36%. As long as, you know what, as long as Arteta knows how to get the best out of the tool, then what can you say? What I don't want is that Ramsdale looks disillusioned. Ben White looks disillusioned. Lokonga looks disillusioned. The one couple good players that are disillusioned. Lyon are willing to let Kakare go as they consider him not good enough. Surely they could package him with Aouar for a deal. I'm not too sure on that. I'm not too sure where they said that. Could you point me in the right direction? I don't think it's crazy because I think Leno's distribution is shocking. So it doesn't surprise me that Ramsdale is better than him in that regards. What I feel surprises me is that when I look at Ramsdale, I wouldn't say ball playing keeper. When I think of Leno, he kind of is that. So if he's better than Leno at that, what does that tell you? If he's not known for being that, what does that tell you? Is it underrated? Is there something more than lets on? Is there question marks over Leno? You got Sandro. It's how we're spending. That's the issue. There's better ways to spend the unlimited amount of money we have. We do need Aouar. We need a midfielder and we need an 8.5. Let me stop saying names. You need an 8.5. You don't get one, it's a myth, man. Yeah, I've seen Man City's third kit. I mean, Puma ain't even trying now, are they? We have improved the team, but not by much at all. Fair play. Fair play. Outgoings will be difficult because those players might not be quality enough to attract sales. We might have to count our losses on these players and sell them on very cheap amounts. We should, but there's ways of getting around it, man. You can clearly see it's not just Arsenal renewing contracts. It's a bit different, but somehow Chelsea have renewed the contract of Kennedy and Michy Batshuayi, and they've gone out on loan, respectively. I think when you look at all of the clubs, a lot of the clubs are doing the same similar things, man. It's a bit of a mad one. Leno is technically good on the ball at his feet. His decision making is just a bit overrated with his ball playing. And to be fair with you, your decision making, if you're a keeper and you ain't got good decision making, you're in trouble, man. You're in absolute trouble. Agree with you, DG. Arteta needs to get the most out of his players. While priorities may not have been as per our fans' liking, they've been as per his priorities. It's time to deliver now. Facts, man. Man said, should we sign Frankie de Jong? You're not serious. We can't afford that. Would love him, but it is what it is. Appreciate the member. Shout out to yourself, my dude. Recruiting young is best model for us. Too many gaps to fill in. Old players get done before we could build. Fair play. They improved the team. You don't spend 150 million and don't, but the amount it has improved is the problem. DG, your honest opinion on Sunday's game. Are we winning this or you won't risk your bet on this one? We'll deal with that tomorrow and Saturday and stuff as we preview the game, but it's not looking pretty. I don't know, really. EG, can you honestly tell me what our style of player identity now is as a club? No, I can't, and that's for Mikel Arteta to improve that, man. Ramsdale is an improvement on Ronison. White is an improvement on Holding / Louise. Lokonga is an improvement on Ceballos. Tavares is an improvement on Kolasinac. Odegaard is an improvement on no one. Obviously by default, because there's been no one there. Fair play. Fair play. How many money to value deals have we done? I would only say Odegaard and Lokonga. To be fair to you, I agree. But if Ben White is able to improve 50 million, if he can give us 5, 6, whatever years till he gets in his prime, he's only 23. If he can be a linchpin up until the age of 29 and beyond, if he's at the club that long, that's money well spent. 30 million for Ramsdale might look a bit steep now, but you know, if he's able to, similar to Ben White, to do a job, then it looks like pennies. But I'd agree at this moment in time, looking at the squad, the only people I'd say value for money, I'd say Odegaard, regardless of what you feel he's like in an Arsenal shirt, bro. He's value for money. That's 30 odd million. You know, you will make that back. I don't know if Arsenal can, but you will make that back. Tavares as well. Obviously, there's not too much expectation. He's a squad player at best. It's down to him if he wants to do much more than that. You know, we didn't spend too much, and we've got a backup left back there. Like you said, Lokonga. Beyond that, we have overpaid. 129 million spent over to Arteta now. No excuses. EG, when Odegaard joined us, we were 15th and accumulated 2 to 3 most points. I mean, while I think that, and I think Odegaard doesn't get the respect he does, I mean, the whole team improved. You know, we went on our best. We went, you know, Arsenal fans were screaming we would have won the league from December to the end of the season. So I can't really just give that to Odegaard. The whole team improves. And I think there's a number of factors, because we had an easy run, because it became abundantly clear we're not getting Europe. But I can't take it away from Odegaard, but I can't really use that to just praise him alone, because it's the whole team, you know. Smith Rowe came in and the similar sort of logic. White is an improvement on Holding, I agree, and Louise, I agree. But at the same time, is he significantly much of an improvement? I would rather him, but is he going to take us up a level? It's down to him to show that. Big up DG. This is the first time in my life that I thought Arsenal have had no hope for top 4. We need to spend another 100 million just to compete for top 6, in my opinion. Damn. Very happy with Odegaard, Lokonga, and Tavares business. I think Arteta needs to have some fun. I think you've had too much fun. Time to manage, man. Oh, I can't understand. That's the one signing with Odegaard. I can't understand some fans, bro. They're talking like he's a scrub. That's a good signing for Arsenal Football Club, in my humble opinion. You know, but is what it is, man. 600 viewers, 273 likes. Hit the like, people. There's no new signings. There's no, no new signings, no new additions, unexpected high bills. You lot better send your apologies to Arteta once he delivers. I mean, naturally, everybody will give him his flowers. You know, that's what football's about. You get praised and critiqued fairly and negatively. If you do the job, you deserve your praise. The problem with Arsenal fans and football fans is that, you know, they can't. If I think Arteta isn't a good gaffer, then he can never do any good. If I think Arteta is amazing, he can do any bad. Where you can have your opinions and also consider the other logic. And as I always say, people are very vocal in condemning and very silent in praising, and that is going to happen with Arteta or any player that's proven Arsenal fans wrong or will prove Arsenal fans wrong. Oh boy. Odegaard is a big sign also for future business. We built from youth before and they all got bought. Man, they're saying people just don't like blondies. Shout out Ross for the humor. William is still here. Increase the likes, people. Almost 600 watching and 200 likes. DG, I have a feeling Ramsdale will walk in as number 1. If you look at Ramsdale's kicking stats, he's better than Leno. I mean, I want him to be, but if you sign a 23-year-old for 30 million and he's been in the Euro squad, then he's not going to be your number 1 at some point. There needs to be something there. And for me, I'd really want him to be the number 1 purely because I don't really like betting on these players that, according to whatever's how they feel each day, they want to leave. Some, Leno, Bellerin, and Xhaka, for me, they should not be. I'm not saying you need to alienate two of them. Bellerin definitely needs to go. I might not be Xhaka's biggest fan, but I'm not going to cry if he stays in the squad. Leno the same. I genuinely think there's not a skill that Bellerin can help us with, sort of thing. So I would like that, similar to my big reason for Xhaka going is because it would be forced for this club to get out of comfort zone. I hope he comes in and takes Leno's spot because he's going to be here long term. You might see a better Leno like you saw with Martinez, man. We need players like Aouar in midfield. He's only 25 million, but he might be going to Spuds. To be honest, we have spent. Owners are clearly giving Arteta the funds, but the spending is so poor. Did I miss something? Where is Luis? Did his contract expire? Where have you been for the last few months? I'm going to leave you to do your own research with that. Odegaard was a good move. Get me an hour S player in middle, a technician, and there will be a huge difference in the transition as well. The only thing I'd say to add on to that, provided Arteta gives the players the confidence to do that and is able to tactically coach them towards that. And also for me, gives them a structure, but also gives them a bit of framework, man. But we'll have to see, man. We'll have to see. Pattern up the likes, like my guy has said, please, people. All right, stop abusing people, man. You don't need to call man a fool, man. Like, we're not doing none of that on my platform. Relax, man. Ramsdale's a similar shot stopper to Leno and is better on his feet than Leno, and he's 23, where Leno is in his prime. Ben White will be good. I can feel it. I don't think Ben is like David Luiz, as David is past it. I've got faith in Ben White. I think Ben White will come good. But the problem is, I think, like with Ramsdale, the man they are going to be crippled. Like with Odegaard, it's the system. Because if I'm Odegaard, if the people behind me in the pivot are not certified, how am I going to get the ball and affect the front three? There's no movement with the front three, and Arteta is making man just defend. How am I going to get assists? How am I going to get goals? How am I going to link up with people? I know he likes to pull over to the right hand side, Odegaard. So I'm keen to see how he links up with the right hand side. But that we've not got a right. Well, if he plays Chambers, he might see it. But if he plays Bellerin, he's not overlapping. I look at Ben White. You look to your right, you see Bellerin. You look centrally, you see Marie. You're not going to be behind you. You've got Leno. You're not going to be inspired. So I do think a lot of these players are somewhat crippled within this, if I'm completely honest. It will only be as good as, like I said, man, Arteta has to get the best out of these signings, man. Need a system to thrive, man. I'm not concerned about any of them off the field in terms of gelling in. No one pays 24 million for a backup goalkeeper. They're selling Leno. I believe so. I think we might hold on to Leno until January. We might hold on to him until the end of the season, do the whole Czech and Courtois thing, the Henderson De Gea thing, and then look to move him on with a year left on his deal, sort of thing, which we're in a difficult problem. I wouldn't advocate selling Leno now, because then if something happens to Ramsdale, which in true Arsenal fashion, there is a chance of that happening, what goes on? But, this is where you need to make a decision. You've made a decision to retain Xhaka's resale value. Apparently, Leno has said, I'm not signing a new deal as well. So he's not even open to extending his deal by a year. I'm sure he wants to move on, like he always speaks about. DG, do you think we still need Aouar even after Ozil? Of course. I mean, man said Ozil. I'm so used to the MO. Martin Odegaard. For me, it's about mentality and leadership. Whoever we sign, it's all about playing as a unit with the willingness to die for the badge, leaving it all on the pitch. Say that again, man. I would love Mikel to prove me wrong. Bro, I want to be proven wrong. Bro, I want Leno to prove man wrong. I want Bellerin to prove me wrong. Because if everybody plays well for this club, my team should be playing better. If we're playing better, we should be, fighting for Europe and things. I'm a happy bunny. Too many people are loyal to their own ideas, agendas, their own little thoughts. They don't really want the best for Arsenal. They want best on my terms, man want to sit. Guys, there's certain people that will probably be happier for Arsenal not to get Europe, with Granit Xhaka than for us to somehow get Champions League with him in, because they want to say, I told you this man isn't good enough, or I told you this and I told you that. Have your opinions, but don't, I just think as much as a lot of the things fans accuse players and whatnot for, like many fans accuse Arteta of having an ego. I'm not saying they're wrong, but you can't tell me it's not an ego when you're saying when you don't really care for the team's results. You just want certain things to happen so that you can say you was proven right. Whether that's Arsenal losing so Arteta gets sacked, certain players thriving or failing, I think that serves the ego. I think that's self-fulfilling, and I think like you need to leave your ego at the door. Where we only want what's best for Arsenal Football Club. Many people say that. I don't think they truly take heed of that, and I don't think they truly want it subconsciously because they have dedication to their own ego. That's it. I will still say this, DG. Arteta is the problem. He cannot get the best out of Oba, Laka, and Partey. Give this players a good manager. We are going to fly. Fair play. I hate Arteta with every inch of my soul. Hate is a strong word. Problem with Odegaard, he hasn't been the same player since his injury at Sociedad. He's one of the best players in La Liga first half of 2019-20. Odegaard was a great move. Okay. Interesting comments from everyone. Interesting comments, man. We're going Spurs, boy, safe. All of a sudden, it's agendas now, absolute agendas. Odegaard ain't, I was not a good player. I'm onto it, man. To be honest, both teams have been linked, We'll have to see, man. Odegaard for that price is stellar business. I'd agree. I don't know for Lacazette and Aubameyang, my guy. I've kind of been offering my thoughts on Ramsdale at the start, so either scroll back or take in the many other videos I've done. But where does Aouar fit? If he can't play DM, we are playing Partey and Odegaard. Playing Partey and Aouar would expose our defense so much. So you think Partey and Aouar in the middle together will be exposed more than Odegaard and Partey in the middle? Okay. Fair enough. Onana in January would be lovely. Is Ronison still at the club? Yep. Who's buying Leno? When you find out, tell me. The only way Arteta gets the best out of his signings is to make a new signing. I appreciate you, Melvin, for tuning in from the gym. How much coaching a professional footballer should need? It's all about motivation and desire from the players. Arsenal have gone from soft last Arsene Wenger years, and it's not going to change. Okay, cool. So I'm not saying you're wrong, but I don't necessarily think you're right. I hear you. It should be about galvanization and motivation, but that's not enough. I'm pretty sure you could slap a Premier League team against another Premier League team where there's hella motivated individuals. You need a system, you need ability, you need to thrive. I'm sure all of these players are way more motivated than people give them credit for, but you need a system. Motivation isn't going to do it all the time. What about when both teams are motivated and you need finer margins? That's when it comes down to the coaching. And I think it's quite silly to suggest that they don't need coaching. By that logic, Pep Guardiola just had to turn up and say, Barcelona, work your magic, or City, work your magic. It don't work like that. I think that's a very emotionally charged comment. Where do you think Arsenal signings will have them on the table at the end of the year? It's not just down to their signings, collectively as a club. If you don't get it all together, then you're going to be where you was last year, or if not worse. Which position is more important to fill, right back or 8.5? For me, it'd be right back. Same level, man, because they're the spine. I think our midfield's going to let us down. Our defense is going to let us down. So I would say both. But on the basis of you've got a decent left back, you've got two decent centre halves. Whether I rate Ramsdale or not, you recognise you're trying to get a new keeper. So why not sort out the right back? It's like painting you need to paint your whole house. You're painting, you've got a room that needs painting. You've painted 3 walls and you've left 1. It don't make sense. You're not going to do that. See how silly it sounds? It doesn't make sense, does it? Bro, if Spurs get Aouar, they get Aouar in it. I love the guy, but the world keeps spinning, man. There's bag of players out there. You know, the world keeps spinning. If you're not Messi, Mbappe, and them guys, it don't really matter. No spamming, Prince. Get rid of spamming. Spammers, just get rid, man. Bro, you're getting blocked, man. I don't, Samuel. I don't care what you have to say, bro. Be respectful to your other viewers, man. Brother, you've got something and you talk sense. I do listen to you every day. I appreciate that, man. Sorry, you are cracking, baby, bro. If you took 2 seconds to spell properly, I might understand what you're saying. This is why you shouldn't try and watch porn and comment. Men can't multitask, bro. Your baby mama, shout, man. When you want the shillelagh, the Jamaican invasion, shillelagh, shout, man. But yeah, is Ramsdale going to be number one? I think so. I don't think he's going to get it straight away. He might have to bide his time and whatnot. And with there being no Europa League, I don't know how much time biding in theory there can be. It's a big risk for Odegaard, for Ramsdale, because it could boost your England chances joining Arsenal, like you see, but it could make it further away because you got into, for me, he got into the English squad on a technicality, right? You know, Henderson, Pope, there was a little bits of knocks and whatnot, and he got in. Surely you're only going to keep staying in if you're playing consistent football. Like I said, it's a World Cup year. So he must have been told indirectly, you're either going to be first choice keeper, you're initially not going to be first choice keeper, or it's a fair fight. Me personally, I'd be looking to make him first choice keeper purely because Leno don't want to be here. You know, I'm not saying Leno can't help us. I'm not saying Leno won't remain professional. But when guys make it clear to you, I think it's silly to bet on these guys and make them key parts of your squad. Because when they say, all right, cool, I want to leave, where does that leave you? Let's see what's going on, man. You know, Arteta's been allowed to give new deals to who he wants to. He's been allowed to bring players in. All that matters is he does the business come May. Since Christmas, the progression has been obvious. Aside the Villarreal and Brentford game, when we know striker to pick, not much room to moan about. Definitely agendas out there. I think the progress. I don't think you're wrong. I think the progress has been overstated, but I do think people move like there's no improvement, and I do think it's a bit naive looking at that Villarreal one because although we had no strikers, I'm not to say I know more about tactical decisions, but it was a bit baffling playing Smith Rowe there. I think that any improvements are not clearly evident, which is the problem. You shouldn't have to do Inspector Gadget and fancy athletic articles to see an improvement in the team. Appreciate you for getting the spammers out. One love to everyone who can behave themselves, man. First timer from Zambia. Soccer these days is based more about buying better players more than building them. Current Arsenal team would still not be able to compete for the league even at their 100%. I think we get that, and I disagree. Liverpool have built systems. As much as have it, because that by that logic they'd be just being trying to buy people that are better than Salah and Mane. I'm not saying they're not. They built relationships with the fullbacks and the strikers, with the midfielders, with the centre halves. You look at City. City can't do fuck all, pardon my language, if they didn't link up well, if they didn't have good link up play. I think in the Premier League, spending is one thing, but improving players, improving systems, improving that defensive unit Arsenal have, because it's not about buying better players with the exception of right back. You need to make Ben White and Gabriel look like they've got something about them as a pivot in defense. That keeper, whoever it is, Leno or Ramsdale, they need to look like they know what they're doing. Tierney knows what he's doing, and he just needs to keep going on. You get the logic. So spending is one thing, but it's not just that. Are you going to the Chelsea game? Of course not, man. Way better than AFTV and bring opinion diversity and not shouting all the time. You deserve a bigger platform than them. Ellie, I appreciate your words. One love to AFTV and the individuals I talk to. I think that's a bit harsh, man. I deserve what's coming to me if I work hard and things. And, everybody's allowed their opinion and all of these sort of things, man. But I do try and encourage diversity. I always say, I'm not telling you lot what to think. Just think. I learn a lot from you lot. As long as there's no malice, as long as you're not trolling, as long as you're not spamming, as long as you lot are speaking from a legit place, what can you say? Make sure you're all hitting the like button as well, people, as I said. And the good news is shortly after this live stream, we're going straight into another one. We're at 376 likes. There's 728 of you locked in. Please make sure you're hitting that like button and you set your reminders as we go again, where we'll focus a bit more on Odegaard and Ramsdale. Leno seems to really overrate himself. I believe such as well, man. I'm still heartbroken about Martinez. Spent years in our academy to the point where he could technically play for England. Led us to the FA Cup, leaves and becomes third keeper in the league. Do you know what, bro? I've seen Henry and them man leave my club. I love Martinez, but it's not one of them. At the end of the day, it's gone, innit? Like, it's gone. What annoys me is the reactiveness. Arteta has to play with these youngsters. We have to give him time because a new manager will break that apart. We need to give him time. I'll give everybody time, but it doesn't mean time to just do bullshit, you know? If I say, if I'm going to give you time, I need to, if I'm cooking you lot a meal and I say, give me an hour, I have to expect you lot to ask me, why are you cutting up the onions? Well, on for is there gravy there? Is the rice done? Is the, have you turned over the chicken? Have you done this? Have you done that? Saying give man time doesn't just mean bury my head in the sand. He can have all the time. I want Arteta to get it right. I don't want to be a sacking club, but that doesn't mean I can't criticize. You say you want to play out from the back. Where's the playing out from the back? You say non-negotiables. You've been here over a year. Where's the non-negotiables? You can do whatever you want, Dylan. You can say whatever you want. I'm not actually getting at you or nothing. I'm just saying man, can give a man all the time he wants. If we're at the bottom half by December of the table, do you think our club would have the cojones to sack Mikel? I don't think he's going to get. I do think there's pressure, but I don't think there's going to be talk of getting sacked up until the Spurs game. I think after that, anything he does is an issue because I think the club have said, it's been a reactive window. We ain't got players out. We've just got players in. We've got a tough start. This is the club's thinking. So I don't think he would get sacked off that, man. I've said it before, people. There's, Gerrard went and done the hard grafts in Liverpool's under 18s. I'm not saying Liverpool's under 18s makes you able to obviously manage ranges and things, but it gives you a basis. You still have to manage players. You still have to keep unhappy players. A lot of elements. You look at Brendan Rodgers. He learned a lot from his Liverpool stage, and it's helping him at Liverpool. I mean, it's helping him at Leicester now. Then obviously he's been doing up the coaching. Arteta. You ain't done. You've had 1-2 bits. We've heard with Arsenal's under 16s and that. We hear you do the thing at City, but you've never had to be in this. This is your first time managing a bunch of people. And Curtis said a great thing. Maybe he's always going to be maybe he was just a great number 2, and he's not a good number 1. But I want to see what go on, man. Why didn't we go for Areola? No clue. What's going on with Ndombele at Spurs, bro? I told you he was just coming Park Lane to grab some star dog and play and eat cocoa bread. And I'm telling you, that's why he went Park Lane. If you know, you know. By Odegaard, he wasn't that good. That's harsh. I think Odegaard's a good one. DJ is so real. Been watching since 1,000 subs. You're among the only real ones. Shabba, I appreciate that, man. I really do. Where do you think we'll be in the next 3 years? Bro, I don't have a crystal ball, man. I don't know, broski. Really don't know. Don't have a clue, bro. Man said galvanization. One of the only smart words I know, man. Can't even spell it, though. Swap deal Bellerin for Emerson and Trippier. Would you take it? More so Emerson. I like Trippier, but there's a bit of longevity there with Emerson. But again, it's another player you're looking at how they're going to improve. Appreciate you, Hamid. I wouldn't mind Dominic Calvert-Lewin, but again, he's one of them players, he's very service reliant. He's not going to get service at Arsenal. Bring back Saliba and move White to right back. Nah. Look at this. People with less subs are getting more live viewers than you because they keep it professional. Ratchet Black Boy ruining it for the rest of us. One thing I would say, to your girl, to your baby mother, to your mother, to your grandma, once you go black, you never go back. And they probably know it. They're probably watching this. What they say in it. She don't want the mandingo. I don't know where you got Ratchet from, but you're damn right. I am a young black lad and I'm proud of my skin. You'd be proud of it too. Like I said, I'm pretty sure your girl, if she wants to be in it. This is soft as well. You see the cocoa butter. I don't really, people can get as many views as they want. It's impact over numbers. As long as I'm impacting with the service I'm delivering and whatnot, it's amazing. But yeah, man. You're probably not doing nothing with your life other than just being racist online and sitting there with sticky toffee hands. So, yeah, man, I really pray you get deliverance. I pray you better your life. I pray you stop being racist, If not, I hope you get punched in the face, brother. Like, it's as simple as that. And you know, one thing I would say is, fuck yeah. Like, as much as you say, we're still here. I'm still young, black, and wavy, and we're still gonna be here talking. And guess what? You're gonna have to live with it. Cause after this, I'm going live again. Then I'm going live again at 3 p.m. Then I might be back. You're gonna have to get used to this wavy black face, mate. So cry some more, my guy. Cry some more. Black man can't fool again, man. And like I said, on behalf of everyone who is non-racist, black, white, and whatever, suck your mum. Anyways, moving forward with all of that. And, you know, let me blow your mother a kiss as well. Like I said, man, dingo business, jungle fever and them thing there. You know what? You know the thing. I might give your mum a little Oxlade Chamberlain or Jesse Lingard and one of them ones there, you know what that, to be fair, I wouldn't mind having a youth that's a footballer. So that might be the way. You know, when you see your mum get that short buzz cut and looking like a soccer mum, you know what, God. Allow me, man. We're trying to keep it professional, man. I don't know where you got ratchet from, but you're damn right. I love my color of my skin. You probably too as well, man. What a clown, blood. What a clown. What a clown. What a clown. Anyways, man, do you believe we will sign remember, people, in 7 minutes we're going live again, right? Do you believe we will sign another centre mid? As I still believe we're weak there. I agree, we're still weak there, House, and I would love one, but whether we sign one is the next thing, man. Lionel, hey bro, big up for your channel. Realistically, with these signings and maybe where do you think Arsenal will finish? If the mentality doesn't change, more of the same, or if you stagnate and there's an element of it can get worse, it will get worse. I'll leave you to draw that conclusion, man. Appreciate you, Mohammed, man. Appreciate you lot, man. I appreciate you lot, man. Of course, being black ain't a crime. The way I'll have his mother screaming, people might knock the door and say there's a crime, though. Yeah, bro. No, Jimmy. Read it, Got cousins that need a visa and them thing there. So, the ones there, we might have to dice everyone, bro. Might have to dice everyone. It might be some gang stuff, bro. Some shillelagh business. But yeah, hope you're good, my brother. I feel like we might be overthinking things as Arsenal fans. Maybe not starting 11 as such, but I definitely think we've improved the squad. 100%. 100%, man. 100% we've improved the squad. Whether we've improved the first 11 is the next one. But yeah, let's hope we can, man. Bro, they're not drawing me out. I'm entertaining them, man. Like, listen, I don't know about the net. I know real life. I know about life being in danger. The net is not draw outs. Like, a man coming here to do Brexit. You're doing it like me. You're stealing our jobs. All of our other viewers are not getting things because of people like you. But shut up, man. Bro, do you know how much annoying comments I get? I'm allowed to react, man. I know I shouldn't, but when we see racism, we need to get. I mean, I could never lower myself to the standard of a racist, and I think everybody else gets that. Let's not dwell on it anymore, man. Oh, we saying he's one of them black cutes? Well, I've never been called a nigger. I've never been called racist. No one said anything to me. I think if you don't want to get stopped and searched, don't wear a hoodie. Twat. You got time for that, man. You got time for that, man. Disagree with you on the Calvert-Lewin point. Tierney made last match with no one to head him in. Well, yeah, Tierney tries to cross it, but the point being, we don't play to people's strengths. We don't play to Aubameyang's strengths. So are we going to play to Calvert-Lewin's strengths? We cross the ball for Willian. Calvert-Lewin comes on, we're not going to cross the ball. I hear you, and I'm not disagreeing. But Tierney, how many times a game is he doing that, and no one's tapping it in? He might get that, but I generally think he's going to struggle. A service-reliant striker, a team that doesn't recognize on the best of days Odegaard's strengths, Aubameyang's strengths, Lacazette's strengths, Pepe's strengths. I can't see how it's patterned up, if that makes sense, man. Appreciate you lot, man. Appreciate all the comments. Hey, we're gonna be late for the next live stream still, but it's amazing, man. I want to take in all of your comments, man. DG, you've been streaming for time already, brother. It's only 11:24 a.m. Bro, when you want to succeed at something in life, you've got to win it. There's no excuses. Why can't we sign Basuma? I don't think there's anything to suggest we can't, but with signing Lokonga, having Partey, missing someone else out, we might say that we've already got the sixes covered though, and then they're still here for at least another year. Whether he should be moved on or not's another question. Time will tell, Makili. We all know the Kroenkes are the core of the problem, but I'm in two kinds as to whether it's the players or the manager not getting enough out of them. It's everything, man. The players for themselves are not arresting their own mistakes quick enough. Arteta is doing some madness, and the mentality from the owner is terrible. Yeah, man. No, the man said derailed the show. I don't think so. You know, we got a segment in it. Like I say, this ain't for kids. What else are you lot saying? I hear you though. We shouldn't invest in that, but it's what it is, man. Man said I was rushing to catch the live morning show. You've already started, bro. We're going live in 2 minutes, man. I'm telling you, DG, the scenes will be lit on Sunday. It depends what sort of lit. Depends what sort of lit, man. What sort of lit? Is it entertainment lit? Which I don't want that. Is it Arsenal getting 3 points? Which I want that. Of course, but it's scary, man. Absolutely scary. I said time stamp it. I like Xhaka. I don't think Xhaka is terrible, bro. I don't think Xhaka is a bad player. I've already said there's only 2 players I genuinely think are terrible footballers at Arsenal. With respect, I don't think Runnison is good enough. I don't think Bellerin's good enough. I don't think Xhaka is good enough in comparison to the role he's been given at Arsenal. You know, I can see why he's a footballer. I don't think Marie is quite good enough to be anything beyond a squad player. Bellerin and Runnison are the only 2 players I genuinely think you're not levels at all. Like you shouldn't. I don't know. I'm not going to say you shouldn't be professional footballers, but I don't get how you're Premier League footballers. I really don't. I really don't. But yeah, man, it is where it is. What else have we got? We could have had Onana or Onana/Onana for less price. I mean, I'm not really against Ramsdale or for Ramsdale. I'm not really against Onana or for Onana. I think these keepers are not keepers I would like to bring to the club, but you have to deal with it in it, really and truly, man. So yeah, people. But as much as I love this live stream, you know, we're actually late for the next one. So yeah, join me 11:30 a.m. We're gonna get into what we need to get into in relation to Ramsdale and Odegaard, people. So yeah, I'm gonna lock this one off and we're gonna go again. Literally, people, don't go anywhere. We'll be here again. I'll be here again, and you lot will be here again. So yeah, on that note, let me lock off this one and then go again.
There's always just that active red flag. Defenders are being given like.
Against this right back, Charlie.